Was the organization ready for this cultural shift? When you talk about customers going on this journey with you, tell us a little bit about your transition into the organization and getting the company ready.
The biggest danger in any transformation, you take the past to the future. And what's predictable is past performance to the future. And transformation, of course, is to break yourself away from that point.
Right.
Therefore, you going into a company, as much you figure out capabilities and what you need to, and promote the right people, hire the right people, coach the right people, but it's also keep people into actions, constantly stay focused, because results only occur when action occur. Some leaders have a high fascination of singly focus on context, commitment, motivation, and so forth, which is extremely critical. But if it doesn't change the action that people takes, it is just motivation. If you drive a car, where's your highest performance? If you think about it, where's your highest performance if you drive a car as a driver? It is actually just before you crash. Because if you think about the fastest way you can drive that car is on the edge of crashing. So if you want to lead your organization to its highest performance, you need to understand where is the limitation, where you're on the edge of losing control of your company. Being a CEO or losing control is a bad thing.
Sure.
So by paying attention, it's not just to stretch people, but it's to truly understand what is the edge of their capabilities and work on the capabilities by doing things such you can move that edge. So leading on high performance is not a generic term. It's a term of understanding your capability, take you to the edge, make sure we're learning from what it means to be on that edge so you can move that edge, both as a team, as an organization, and as an individual. What matters to create things to happen in high performance is to see your ability and see your limitation and work on the real limitation that prevents you from going fast.
How has the hiring and the assessment process of your team been over the last 2 years? Tell us a little bit more about the journey to build the team.
We have many long-term employees. We've got very good engineers that they've been in our industry, they understand the customer's problem, they know how to solve this problem. We have salespeople, we have administrators, they know how it works. But being in the same industry or doing similar things for a longer period of time also means you have not got the influence and the awareness of other industries and other abilities. An engineer, especially look at engineering capability and innovation globally. So you have to complement those things. One is we as Dematic was really 5 companies into one, regionally we were, but bringing together we get much more innovation by helping each other internally. As you internally promote people who both have the attitude and the courage to be part of a journey to lead what I promote and be part of a transformation because it challenged the past. And when you challenge the past, it's always a risk you criticize the past. But that's not what it's meant to be. It's to look for a different future, but it can
Sure.
always be interpreted as a challenge and criticizing the past. The people who's willing to step on it, you promote, you excite, you give them more assignment, you give more responsibility. But also you find you need to hire people from the outside. Their edge is further out because they can foresee a mistake, they can foresee the risk, and therefore be a better judge how far can we push the organization, the team, and individual before things can really hurt the customer or other performance. So hiring experience is critical. But of course, you also want to hire young talent, not young in age, but young in experience. You complement the enthusiasm with experience, and getting that mixture right so the team is working is critical. But it also means you as a leader has to be personally involved because getting character of different backgrounds, creating tension. And you have to work with them every day to make sure that tension remains, but is productive and not destructive.
Do you think it's important when you overhire to find executives that have crashed before, where they know their own limitations, or they know, as you said, how to prevent failure? Does it take a crash to know?
I do hire people who looks at the crash, either they didn't make the goal they were set to do, but they learned from it, or they went a little bit too far and not things turn out in the way it was intended. That they relate to that experience with data and reflectiveness instead of avoidance and arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
The people who then go back and practice themselves to be better at it, knowing that experience. So, so instead of becoming, oh, I'm not going to do that again, that is not reflective. You have to reflect on the mistakes and say, is there another way to achieve that and to do that, and therefore overcome what caused you to fail. But it has to be data-driven, reflective, and the lessons learned from it.